Now, from Toledo's news leader, this is WTOL 11 News at 11 in HD.
Happening right now, a bill which will expand background check requirements for private and online gun purchases has passed the Colorado legislature and is now heading to the state's governor for approval. He is expected to sign it into law sometime within the next 2 weeks. Good evening, I'm Jerry Anderson.
And I'm Chris Peterson. Thanks for joining us tonight. Some precipitation may be making its way through our area. In fact, it is right now. Chief Meteorologist Robert Shields joining us with the very latest on our weather situation. Wondering what form this precipitation is taking.
Yeah, at this point it's still rain, but check out our temperatures. They're starting to fall off. Toledo Express latest report 36 degrees and downtown 37. Sylvania also reporting 36. So as we peek at our storm track Doppler, it is still rain drifting through the area. It's going to be patchy overnight, but I also think it's going to change over to some light snow. And our overnight low is going to dip to about 30 degrees. So early travel plans tomorrow morning. You might want to give yourself just a little bit of extra time and be careful out there on our roadways. We'll have a good look at your weekend forecast coming up.
You can keep an eye on the weather while you're on the go by using our Storm Track Weather app. It's free for your smartphone or tablet, and you can download it at ToledoNewsNow.com.
The St. Patrick's Day holiday can only mean one thing, a crackdown on drunk drivers. That's exactly what the Ohio State Highway Patrol began doing tonight with beefed-up patrols. Happening now, Dick Berry live along I-75 in the Old West End with details. Dick?
Well, Jerry, a federal grant is putting more troopers on roadways this weekend, like I-75. Obviously, you're encouraged not to drink and drive, and if you do, get a designated driver. Now, sounds like a broken record, right? But that's the message we heard tonight from Sergeant Brian Foles. Some folks are getting a jump on the St. Patrick's Day celebration. The Ohio State Highway Patrol wants to get a jump on them, too, especially if they're drunk.
There always is the chance that more people are going to be out partying because of a holiday.
There's been an increased focus on impaired driving enforcement. The patrol calls it Trooper Shield. The efforts are paying off. Last year, OVI arrests, that includes drugs, increased 3%. OVI-related crashes decreased by 14%.
I think that obviously that we're out there doing our job, and with the increase of OVI arrests that we've had for 2012, I think that we've made an impact.
In addition, the Toledo Post of the Highway Patrol reports it arrested just over 1,100 impaired drivers in its district. Part of the reason is increased technology. The patrol can crunch the numbers and focus on trouble spots.
And then we can obtain a map to find out where those crashes are occurring, to where we can send the troopers to those areas to help deter additional crashes.
And if you suspect you see a drunk driver, call 911 or pound 677. In Swanton, I'm Dick Berry.
Crackdown on crime now. Toledo police continue to work on trying to identify a man who tried to grab a teenage girl on her way to school. That incident happened yesterday morning near the intersection of California and Bennett in West Toledo. Police say a neighbor saw the man grab the girl and try to coax her into his van.
This person saw that a child looked like to be in trouble, decided to get involved, and was able to bring the child to safety. Certainly a hero in my eyes.
Toledo public school leaders have beefed up patrols surrounding all Toledo area schools with the help from police, and anyone with information about the suspect is asked to contact Crime Stopper at 419-255-1111.
New at 11, a woman who posed as a veterinarian for more than 2 years was sentenced today in Northeast Ohio to spend 18 months behind bars. Brandy Tomko was convicted last month on 8 charges that she posed as a vet at an Akron animal hospital where she drew blood, wrote prescriptions, and performed surgery on some pets. Prosecutors say Tomko used the money she was paid to fund her drug addiction. Tomko plans to appeal that sentence.
Did you receive an Amber Alert text in the middle of the night? Most people across the state did earlier this week, and a big change has just been made to the system. Mojgan Shurkat has been following that story. Mojgan?
Chris, the committee has decided to stop sending out Amber Alert text messages between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. after complaints came flooding in. Early Tuesday morning, an alert came across Ohioans' cell phones. Those alerts go out automatically to the cell phones that are in the Wireless Emergency Alert program. Others can have it set up. Now, there is a lot of criteria that goes into getting an Amber Alert being sent out in the first place. It must be an abduction. The individual calling it in must know the victim and must have information on the suspect, or at least some sort of description of his or her appearance and or the vehicle being used. The Wood County Sheriff says there have been issues with Amber Alerts in the past. He has personally received an alert on his phone that was not for our area, and says the technology of cell phone Amber Alerts still needs to be improved. But regardless, he says getting that message out is important.
Like when there's a child abducted, time is of the essence. We know every hour that we wait on getting a child after they've been truly abducted, the greater the chance is that the child's not going to be found alive.
Now, many other states don't allow Amber Alerts at certain hours as well. Reporting tonight, I'm Moshkan Shurkat.
The United States is taking action to improve the nation's ability to defend itself from a nuclear attack. Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel outlined the new defense strategies today, saying they will spend $1 billion to deploy 14 more missile interceptors by 2017, bringing the total to 44. He says the country should feel assured in the government's ability to defend itself, but that it doesn't hurt to take some extra precautions.
The reason that we're doing what we're doing, and the reason we're advancing our program here for Homeland Security, is to not take any chances, is to stay ahead of the threat, and to assure any contingency. And that's why we've made the decisions that we have.
The boost in defense comes after North Korea threatened a preemptive nuclear attack on the United States and South Korea.
We have an update now to breaking news we first reported on WTOL 11 News at 5. 3 people are dead after the plane they were in crashed into a parking lot near an airport in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. About a dozen cars were burned in the intense fire that followed the crash, but nobody on the ground was injured. The plane was apparently trying to return to the airport shortly after takeoff because of some technical problems when it crashed. That investigation is ongoing. A shipyard worker who set fire to a nuclear submarine because he wanted to go home has been sentenced to more than 17 years in prison. Casey Fury has also been ordered to pay $400 million in restitution for the damage he caused to the USS Miami. The 25-year-old suspect admitted he set the fire while the sub was in dry dock. He said he was suffering from anxiety and needed to go home, but was out of vacation days and sick leave. The fire caused significant damage to the sub and wound up injuring a number of sailors.
Bringing jobs to Maumee. It's a top priority for city leaders, and their work is paying off. Jennifer Steck joining us now with more on their economic development efforts. Jennifer?
Well, the city of Maumee has 15,000 residents, but 33,000 people work in Maumee. With no room to expand residentially, the city is working to expand when it comes to jobs. Now, Schindler Elevator out of Chicago is bringing 70 jobs to Maumee's Arrowhead Park. The mayor expects more jobs announcements coming in the next few months. He and other city officials are actively seeking grants to bring more economic development to the city. There have been no layoffs in Maumee, but the city is looking at a small deficit. Mayor Carr says anytime they can bring in new jobs, it's new money for the city.
The Andersons are putting in a nearly $6 million expansion on their rail car facility. We have the huge Kroger store, the super Kroger store that's going in. Most of our Arrowhead Park, where we had vacancies before, they're now filling up. People, it's our 175th anniversary in Maumee, and I think probably we're as strong as we've ever been. And that's kind of a neat thing for a community.
Well, now Mayor Carr spoke with a number of economic development groups yesterday, and he has another meeting in a couple weeks. All efforts are to find ways to solidify current projects the city is working on. Reporting tonight, I'm Jennifer Steck.
Pope Francis is preparing for his first weekend as leader of the Catholic Church. Today he met with the College of Cardinals, spending some one-on-one time with each of the cardinals who were too old to participate in the conclave. The Vatican was also busy defending the Pope's past, while young Catholics are hoping Francis is the man to bring the youth back to the church.
There has never been an accusation concrete or credible in his regard.
I have a lot of friends, but a lot of them aren't practicing. They're not interested in religion. It's really hard to pull them into the churches.
Tomorrow, the Pope will meet with members of the media who have gathered from around the world to cover the election. On Sunday, he will lead Mass in St. Peter's Basilica. We're also getting a look into the more mundane part of the Pope's life today. This picture was taken on Thursday, his first full day as Pope, showing Francis paying his hotel bill. He was also seen riding a bus instead of the traditional limo. These images have many Catholics wondering if this is just the beginning of a new way of living from the papal office.
Well, it is time to vote in our honey-baked ham cute Easter outfit contest. We ask you to submit pictures of your kids all dressed up for Easter. Now we want to know, well, what do you think? Who's your favorite, huh? Here are just a few of the more than 60 entries so far. And to vote, just log on to ToledoNewsNow.com. Voting will continue through next week. Cute, 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 and cute. And cuter, and cute.
So cute.
And very cute.
How could they choose?
We don't have to.
Yes, lucky us.
Thank you for voting. All right. Some rain, maybe even some snow falling across much of our area tonight.
What about the rest of the weekend, though? Robert will let us know in his certified most accurate forecast. Coming up next.